Nerve reset. Breathing is more than oxygen exchange. It's direct access to the body's control center. Every inhale and exhale sends signals through the nervous system, deciding whether you feel calm or anxious. Fast, shallow breathing activates the sympathetic system, preparing you for stress. Slow, steady diaphragmatic breathing activates the parasympathetic system, restoring balance and calm. This makes breath work the fastest natural switch for changing emotional and physical states. One of the simplest techniques is box breathing. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold again for 4. It balances oxygen and carbon dioxide, slows the heart rate, and centers attention. The physiological sigh, a double inhale followed by a long exhale, lowers stress almost instantly by resetting blood gas levels. Another method, alternate nostril breathing, balances brain hemisphere activity and improves focus. Each pattern works by giving conscious control over an automatic process. With consistent practice, you build resilience to stress and sharpen concentration. There's no equipment, cost, or setting required, just awareness and air. Breathing correctly doesn't just calm the mind, it reprograms how the body reacts to the world. Sun sync. Your brain measures time through light, not alarms. Morning sunlight acts as a biological reset button, signaling your internal clock, called the circadian rhythm, to start the day. When natural light hits the retina, specialized cells detect blue wavelengths and send signals to the suprachiasmatic nucleus, the brain's master clock. This triggers cortisol release for alertness and suppresses melatonin, the hormone that makes you sleepy. The result is a natural wake-up sequence that sets your body's rhythm for the next 24 hours. Indoor lighting isn't strong enough to trigger this effect. Even a bright room delivers only a fraction of outdoor light intensity. Stepping outside for just 5 to 10 minutes within an hour of waking provides the necessary light exposure. It stabilizes energy, mood, and focus throughout the day, and helps melatonin return naturally at night for deeper sleep. Morning light also affects metabolism. Consistent exposure synchronizes hormonal and digestive patterns, improving hunger timing and insulin regulation. Over time, this single habit can fix irregular sleep, morning fatigue, and mid-afternoon crashes without supplements or stimulants. The mechanism is simple. Let daylight, not devices, tell your brain it's morning. Silent sleep. Humans are designed to breathe through the nose, not the mouth. Nasal breathing filters air, maintains humidity, and increases nitric oxide levels, which improve oxygen absorption and blood flow. During sleep, many people unconsciously switch to mouth breathing, leading to snoring, dry throat, and restless rest. Mouth taping is a small but effective habit aimed at restoring nasal breathing overnight by gently sealing the lips closed with hypoallergenic tape. When you breathe through your nose, airflow slows, oxygen delivery improves, and carbon dioxide levels balance. This helps stabilize the nervous system, reduce sleep interruptions, and prevent the micro-awakenings that occur when the brain senses oxygen drops. Nasal breathing also supports jaw and tongue alignment, reducing airway collapse, a common cause of snoring and fragmented sleep. The technique is simple, but should be approached safely. Start with small, breathable tape strips and ensure nasal passages are clear. People with nasal blockages or sleep apnea should avoid it. Over time, nasal breathing becomes habitual, even without tape. For many, this minor change leads to deeper sleep, fewer awakenings, and greater morning alertness. Sometimes, restoring one ancient instinct, breathing through the nose, is enough to rebuild the foundation of rest. Sleep timing. Sleep doesn't occur in one continuous state. It runs in repeating 90-minute cycles that move through light sleep, deep sleep, and rapid eye movement, REM. Each stage serves a specific role. Light sleep transitions the brain, deep sleep restores the body, and REM consolidates memory and emotion. Waking during deep sleep leaves you disoriented and groggy, even after 8 full hours. Waking at the end of a cycle, however, feels natural and clear. To use this, count backward from your target wake-up time in 90-minute intervals. If you must rise at 6, ideal sleep onset points would be 10:30 or midnight. Both timings align with lighter sleep phases, helping you wake easily. Even with slightly less total rest, correct timing often feels more restorative. Technology can help, but it isn't essential. Smart alarms and trackers estimate sleep phases using motion and heart rate, yet a simple manual schedule achieves similar results. The goal is rhythm, not precision. Going to bed and waking at consistent times strengthens your circadian clock, improving sleep quality and mood regulation. Sleep becomes efficient when it's synchronized, not simply extended. Pleasure detox. Dopamine is the brain's chemical signal for motivation. It drives the desire to act, pursue goals, and feel reward. Every digital notification, sugary snack, or novelty hit releases a small burst of dopamine. Constant exposure, however, desensitizes receptors in the brain's reward system. When this happens, focus weakens, satisfaction drops, and activities that once felt enjoyable start to feel dull. A dopamine reset reduces overstimulation, so the brain can regain sensitivity. The concept is simple. Temporarily remove rapid reward sources, social media, processed food, or constant multitasking, and give your dopamine system time to recalibrate. Even 24 hours of low stimulation can restore responsiveness. During this time, boredom is part of the process. It allows the nervous system to stabilize and revalue real effort and patience. Neuroscientists describe this as dopaminergic balance, the return to a healthy baseline where motivation and pleasure work proportionally. After a reset, activities like reading, exercising, or problem-solving regain their sense of reward. The brain no longer chases intensity. It appreciates contrast. A few hours of intentional stillness can undo days of digital noise. The effect is subtle, but powerful. A mind that feels focused, energized, and capable again. Second brain. Inside your gut lives an entire ecosystem that influences how you think and feel. This connection, called the gut-brain axis, links the intestines to the nervous system through the vagus nerve. The gut contains its own neural network, about 500 million neurons, that communicate directly with the brain. These signals are shaped by your microbiome, the trillions of bacteria and microbes living in your digestive tract. Balanced gut bacteria produce neurotransmitters like serotonin, dopamine, and gamma-aminobutyric acid, the same chemicals that regulate mood and focus in the brain. Over 90% of the body's serotonin originates in the gut. When the microbiome becomes imbalanced from processed food, stress, or antibiotics, inflammation increases, disrupting these chemical signals. The result can be fatigue, anxiety, brain fog, or low motivation. Restoring balance begins with food. Fiber, fermented foods, and polyphenol-rich plants feed beneficial bacteria that support mental clarity and emotional stability. In contrast, sugar and refined oils promote harmful strains that amplify inflammation. By improving gut health, you improve brain chemistry. The gut-brain axis shows that mood isn't only psychological, it's biological, running on the nutrients and microbes you cultivate every day. Chill reset. The human body carries a built-in stress regulator known as the mammalian dive reflex. It evolved to protect vital organs when submerged in cold water. When the face encounters icy water, sensors in the skin trigger an automatic reaction. The heart rate slows, blood vessels constrict, and blood flow is redirected toward the brain and core organs. This reflex shifts the body instantly from fight or flight into rest and digest. You can activate this response without a full ice bath. Fill a bowl with cold water, add ice, hold your breath, and submerge your face for 10 to 30 seconds. The cold shock signals through the trigeminal nerve to the brainstem, activating the parasympathetic nervous system. Within moments, stress hormones drop, heart rate steadies, and a sense of calm returns. Used strategically, it's a rapid nervous system reset. Athletes, performers, and therapists use it to reduce anxiety, stop panic, or clear mental overload. It's simple, free, and biologically hardwired. Unlike general cold exposure, the facial method is brief and gentle, minimizing stress while maximizing neurological benefit. One bowl of ice water can remind your body how to relax on command. Cell repair. Red light therapy, also called photobiomodulation, works by exposing the body to specific wavelengths of red or near-infrared light that penetrate the skin and reach the mitochondria, the cell's energy producers. When mitochondria absorb this light, they become more efficient at creating adenosine triphosphate, ATP, the molecule that fuels every biological process. More ATP means faster repair, better circulation, and lower inflammation throughout the body. This mechanism explains the wide range of reported benefits. Red light exposure has been shown to improve skin elasticity, support collagen production, reduce joint pain, and accelerate muscle recovery. Some studies also suggest cognitive and hormonal effects, with users reporting clearer thinking and balanced energy. The key variable is wavelength. Effective ranges are generally between 600 and 950 nanometers. Short sessions, 5 to 20 minutes a few times per week, are enough to stimulate these cellular responses. Overexposure adds no extra benefit and can irritate the skin. Consistency matters more than duration. Unlike tanning or heat therapy, red light doesn't burn, it energizes. The process is straightforward. deliver the right light to the right depth, and the body's repair systems take care of the rest. Brain fuel. Creatine is widely known as a muscle supplement, but its primary function is cellular energy recycling. Inside every cell, creatine donates phosphate molecules to regenerate adenosine triphosphate, ATP, the compound that powers all muscular and mental activity. This quick energy buffering system allows muscles to perform longer under strain and helps neurons maintain focus and memory during high demand. The brain consumes about 1/5 of the body's total energy. During fatigue or stress, energy turnover rises sharply, and creatine helps stabilize this process. Studies show that supplementing with 3 to 5 grams daily can improve working memory, reaction time, and cognitive endurance, especially when sleep deprived. It may also reduce symptoms of low mood by improving energy metabolism in the brain's prefrontal regions. Creatine's safety and effectiveness are well established. It's one of the most researched compounds in nutrition, with benefits extending to physical performance, muscle preservation, and recovery. Unlike stimulants, it doesn't alter hormones or neurotransmitters. It simply supports efficient energy use. In practical terms, creatine fuels both brain and body. Its simplicity hides its depth, one molecule enhancing every cell's capacity to think, move, and adapt. Mental shield. Magnesium is essential for more than 300 enzymatic reactions in the human body. It regulates nerve signaling, muscle relaxation, energy production, and mood stabilization. Yet, most people are mildly deficient due to stress, poor diets, caffeine, and alcohol, each of which drains magnesium stores. Low levels cause irritability, anxiety, muscle tension, and restless sleep. Restoring magnesium balance can reverse these effects surprisingly fast. At the neurological level, magnesium acts as a natural calcium gatekeeper. It prevents neurons from firing excessively, which calms the nervous system and reduces stress reactivity. It also supports the production of gamma-aminobutyric acid, a neurotransmitter that quiets brain activity before sleep. This dual action makes magnesium one of the most reliable natural aids for relaxation and recovery. Not all forms are equal. Magnesium glycinate is well absorbed and promotes calm without digestive upset. Magnesium threonate may cross the blood-brain barrier more efficiently, potentially aiding cognitive clarity. Taking the right form consistently is more effective than high doses. When magnesium levels normalize, sleep deepens, mood steadies, and muscle recovery accelerates. It's a simple mineral with profound effects on how the body restores itself daily. Brain sync. Binaural beats use sound to influence brainwave activity. When two slightly different tones are played, one in each ear, the brain perceives a third internal rhythm equal to the difference between the two frequencies. This illusion triggers neural entrainment, where the brain's electrical activity synchronizes with that beat. Adjusting the frequency range can shift mental states deliberately, from alert focus to deep relaxation. Each brainwave band corresponds to a distinct mode of consciousness. Delta waves, below 4 Hz, occur in deep sleep. Theta waves, 4 to 8 Hz, accompany creativity and meditation. Alpha waves, 8 to 13 Hz, bring calm awareness, while beta waves, 13 to 30 Hz, support concentration and problem solving. Listening to tones that match these rhythms can gently nudge the brain into the desired state. Research suggests that regular listening improves attention, working memory, and emotional regulation. It's particularly effective for easing anxiety and promoting sleep when used consistently. The method is simple. Wear headphones, choose the frequency that fits your goal, and listen for 10 to 20 minutes. There's no effort or belief required, just sound aligning brain rhythm with purpose. Focus fuel. Intermittent fasting alternates between periods of eating and not eating, usually 16 hours fasting and 8 hours feeding. During fasting, insulin levels drop, fat becomes the primary fuel, and cells activate repair pathways instead of digestion. This shift improves energy efficiency, reduces inflammation, and supports cognitive function. The brain thrives under these mild stress conditions, becoming sharper and more focused. One key mechanism is autophagy, the cellular cleanup process that removes damaged components. Fasting also increases brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, a protein that promotes learning, memory, and adaptability. These effects explain why many people report mental clarity and sustained concentration during fasted hours. Instead of running on glucose spikes, the brain operates on stable energy from fat metabolism. Fasting doesn't mean deprivation. It can be as simple as delaying breakfast and stopping late-night eating. This rhythm gives the body 12 to 16 hours daily to rest, repair, and reset hormone balance. Over time, intermittent fasting can improve sleep quality, emotional stability, and metabolic health. The goal isn't to eat less, it's to give your system time to function as it evolved, focused, efficient, and steady. Grounding balance. Grounding, or earthing, is the practice of making direct contact with the Earth's surface, through bare feet, hands, or conductive tools, to reconnect with its natural electric charge. The planet holds a constant negative potential, and when the human body touches it, electrons transfer freely across the skin. This subtle exchange helps neutralize excess free radicals, molecules that drive inflammation and oxidative stress. Studies show that grounding may reduce cortisol levels, balance heart rate variability, and improve sleep quality. The effect is both electrical and biological. Direct earth contact can stabilize the body's internal voltage and synchronize circadian rhythms, possibly by influencing melatonin production. Many people report feeling calmer, warmer, or more centered after even a few minutes of barefoot contact on natural ground. Practical grounding requires little effort. Walking on grass, soil, or sand for 20 minutes daily is enough to produce measurable changes in skin charge. For those in urban settings, conductive grounding mats connected to an outdoor rod can simulate the effect. Grounding isn't mystical, it's physics applied to physiology. By reconnecting the body to the planet's baseline energy, you restore the balance modern environments quietly erode. Attention reset. Every ping, scroll, and alert hijacks attention. The brain's reward system releases dopamine in response to novelty, and modern devices exploit that reflex with precision. Over time, this constant microstimulation rewires neural circuits for distraction. The result is fragmented focus, shallow thinking, and restless energy when offline. A digital detox is a deliberate break designed to restore control over attention and mental stillness. The process doesn't require disconnection from all technology, just boundaries. Turning off notifications, removing social media from the home screen, or setting phone-free hours trains the brain to stop expecting constant input. Within a day, mental noise begins to fade. After several days, the dopamine system stabilizes, and concentration deepens naturally. A digital detox also improves sleep by reducing blue light exposure that suppresses melatonin. It restores cognitive spacing, the mental quiet required for creativity, reflection, and problem solving. The goal isn't to reject technology, but to use it intentionally. When practiced regularly, even for short periods, digital detoxing reestablishes the balance between stimulation and awareness. You regain the ability to think clearly without interruption, a rare skill in an always-on world. Cold therapy. Cold exposure uses controlled temperature stress to strengthen the nervous system and improve recovery. When the skin senses cold, it sends emergency signals to the hypothalamus, the brain's temperature regulator. Blood vessels constrict, heart rate rises, and the body releases norepinephrine, a chemical that enhances alertness, focus, and mood. This short, intense response triggers hormesis, a process where mild stress leads to greater long-term resilience. Regular exposure trains both body and mind to adapt faster. Physiologically, it improves circulation, increases brown fat activity for better energy use, and reduces inflammation. Mentally, it teaches calm under discomfort by forcing controlled breathing during stress. Over time, this strengthens emotional regulation and stress tolerance. You don't need an ice bath to benefit. Start with 30 seconds of cold water at the end of a warm shower, then increase gradually. The point isn't endurance, it's adaptation. Too much exposure raises cortisol and negates the effect. So, consistency matters more than intensity. Cold exposure combines biology and mindset training in one practice. It rewires how your system handles shock, replacing panic with control. The more often you face cold deliberately, the more confidently you handle every other kind of stress.